Have you ever wanted to live downtown but not sure you really want to live in the big part of the city? I've got several suburbs that have downtown areas that might make you want to live in the suburbs. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to my channel. As always, we like to talk about everything there is to know about eating, sleeping, and living here in the Denver metro area, and I love giving my honest opinion to my viewers. So make sure you smash that like button, leave me a comment below so I can make you a video about any areas that you're interested in. And also, we get tons of calls, texts, emails about people moving here, and I'm always available and always willing to help. So make sure you reach out to me any way you can. So let's get started talking about some of these suburb areas that have great downtown areas as well. Some of them have kind of occurred naturally, and some of them have actually been planned communities. I'm just going to start with some of the ones that are more on the south end, and we'll work our way up north. So the first downtown area I'm going to talk about is downtown Littleton. Now, downtown Littleton has been somewhere that has gradually grown. Littleton was established long ago by farmers, and it's close to the Platte, so lots of irrigation was there, and up popped where downtown Littleton is. And it's grown since then, obviously, but there's lots of shops, restaurants, and places to just hang out in downtown Littleton. You've got, breweries and wineries, and also places to do crafts. There's like a painting store there where you can paint ceramics and have them fired. Just lots of little things to do down there. The other pro about downtown Littleton is it's close to the light rail. It has a light rail right there central, and you can see the mountain views from Main Street, which is really great. If you're looking to buy a home that is right there, right in the downtown area, there's lots of condos being built, lots of changes going on in that area. Most of those condos are going to be in the $600,000 range and up to about $1 million. I'm sure you can go over $1 million if you'd like. But if that is not in your price range, there's still some areas that are near downtown Littleton that you could bike, maybe to the downtown area if you're interested. And there's some single family homes that are also near, and we could find something in your price range. So their stuff is just not in that walking distance, or it might not be a historical home, because there are some older historical homes that are close to the downtown area that are pretty cool. So that's my first downtown suburb. One other good thing about downtown Littleton is it's very easy to get onto Santa Fe and go wherever you need to go. Now, talking about streets, I just want to talk a little bit about some of our main artery streets besides the highway, because I know I always talk about the highway, but we've got streets that they do run from the south side of town all the way to the north side of town. So you can take that one street all the way down from C470 and make your way all the way up to I-70 and go pretty far north. Some of them even go further than that. The reason I bring that up is because some of these downtown areas are right by some of these main streets that go either, south or north, and you'll find it very easy to get around to some of these areas because you've got these extra long streets that'll take you long ways from one side of town to the other that aren't the highway, in case you don't like taking the highway. Now that I've covered that and shown you a map about it, I am going to go over the next city, which would be Englewood. Englewood's an older city. Most of the homes in Englewood were probably built in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, but we've even got some that are older than that because we are on the edge of Denver, and you can always check that out by when you go down Broadway, because basically Englewood's downtown is right in the middle of smack of Broadway, and as you go down Broadway, as you go to Denver, there's this thing in the middle of the street that's got this plastic grass thing. I'll show you a picture. But that's how you know you're in Englewood when you're coming from downtown, or you're going out of Englewood when you're going to downtown Denver. Englewood's downtown is kind of going through a revival phase right now, and there's lots of opportunity here. Lots of little restaurants and coffee shops popping up, and I see it revitalizing quite well, and also have seen home prices go up quite a bit. I'd say that in the Englewood area, probably about 4 years ago, you could get a house for around $250,000, and now homes in this area you can't really touch one for less than $400, and sometimes even more in the $450 range. So it's gone up over the last 4 years. Keep that in mind. You are going to be able to find some obviously townhomes and condos that are popping up all over that are less expensive than those single family homes. But the thing I like about downtown Englewood is it's kind of got this edgy feel because it is on Broadway, and you could just find very unique restaurants. It's got some of my favorite little eateries, little places that you can go into that have been around for ages. There's an Army surplus store, and there is Rico's, and all kinds of different restaurants that I'll go into in another video when we go in depth on Englewood. But the other thing that's great about Englewood is it's got its own little city center. They have concerts and they have their library there, and there's a trolley that runs from that city center, which is also close by the light rail, and that little trolley will run down to Broadway so that there is a way to get from that city center or the light rail to this downtown corridor I'm talking about, that's South Broadway, or also sometimes called Sobo. That is our second suburb to think about living in that has a downtown area. The other area I want to talk about, which is a little bit further east, is called South Glen. Now, I've done a couple videos going in depth on South Glen, but South Glen was more of a planned community, but they do great things, like they have a skating rink in the middle of town center. They have, festivities during all the different holidays, and their shops, and of course restaurants, and a movie theater down there, and also their library is right there in their town center. So it's this trend where they've taken old shopping malls and turned them into these outdoor kind of city centers or shopping malls. So Streets of South Glen is an example, and also actually where that actually sits used to be South Glen Mall. So a lot of times they've taken old mall areas and turned them into these outdoor city centers. Now we're gonna hop up to our third downtown suburb, which would be Belmar. Belmar is in Lakewood, and it also was an old mall area, and now it is a city center, and there are outdoor shops, and there are also some big box stores there, Target and Dick's Sporting Goods and Bed Bath & Beyond. And you're gonna have some corporate restaurants there, but then you're also gonna have some local restaurants as well. And they have some great festivals down there as well. And also there is a library nearby. Now, the one thing that Belmar does not have going for it is it does not have a light rail that is in really close proximity. There is light rail further up the road, and now we're talking Belmar is in Lakewood, and it is off of Wadsworth. So we keep jumping a little bit further west right now. I'll show you on a map. The actual city center of Belmar has little condos, and then it's also surrounded by older homes that are nearby, and also some new builds that are nearby. So you can find just about what you want in that area. I say that Lakewood in general is going to be a little less expensive than downtown Littleton. I think that as things go further north, they tend to get a little bit less expensive, but again, it really just depends on what you're buying and where you want to live and proximity to some of these downtown areas. Oh, I'm going to jump back really far south now to Highlands Ranch. Highlands Ranch, again, is another planned community, but it never had a mall. It is just a planned community. It has a city center or a downtown. They call it the town center. It's where they have their clock tower, and they have, bunches of little shops there and restaurants. One of my favorite shops there is a local toy store. The thing about the Highlands Ranch Town Center is you're going to have lots of the big box stores around, lots of the chain restaurants, a lot more than some of the other downtown areas that have kind of weren't planned, but they've been kind of just up and coming as time has gone on. Now in Highlands Ranch, you're going to find every gamut of types of homes. You're going to find condos, townhomes, single family homes of different sizes and different prices. Mostly if you're looking in the Highlands Ranch area, you can find what you need in the price range you're looking for. just as long as you're in that price range of the whole Denver metro area. And the pro about Highlands Ranch is it's got, you know, tons of trails. And if you live in the Highlands Ranch area, you're going to be able to use all the rec centers. The one disadvantage about Highlands Ranch is there is no light rail that is right nearby. You have to hang on up towards Santa Fe as you're going up to downtown Littleton, and you can hit the Aspen Grove or Mineral Station to take the light rail. Now, Aspen Grove is a whole nother outdoor mall thing, but I wouldn't really consider it a town center because it's not really centered around a city or a town. Outdoor mall, and they do some of the same things that the other city centers that I'm talking about do, and Breckenridge Brewery is right there by Aspen Grove. So let's head on up a little bit further north now past Lakewood and hit Old Town Arvada, which is another place that's near and dear to my heart because it's where I grew up and always helped my parents. They had a rental there and would always go to the downtown area. Back then there was a stationery store. I don't think anybody needs the legal documents that are already printed and everything, but that's what they used to do and used to have the old stationery store downtown in Old Arvada. And you know, Old Arvada has got that little town charm, kind of like downtown Littleton. I would compare them to be very similar. I would say that the homes in Old Arvada, a lot of them that are right by Old Arvada are homes that were built in the 50s and the 60s, maybe some 70s, but most of them that are right there are probably built in the 50s, the little 50s homes. And we're also seeing lots of, you know, condos and townhomes pop up real close to Old Arvada. And in Old Arvada, you're going to find an Army surplus store again, kind of like Old Englewood. You're going to find a couple breweries, and you're going to find a really awesome bakery there, a quaint little downtown area with lots of places to live. And you've also got the light rail that is right there, right smack in Old Arvada. So you've got the light rail, and you've got I-70, which will take you, you know, right up to the mountains fairly easily. So that's one advantage of Old Arvada. And speaking of I-70 and also the light rail will also take you up to Golden, which brings me to my next downtown city, which is Golden. And Golden has its own little downtown. It's got all its municipalities right there by the river. So lots of people like to go and enjoy the river right there. And then also just, you know, it's got this old West town feel. So there's a couple saloons there, and, you know, eateries and stuff just on that main street of Golden. And I would say Golden is another one of those places that is truly downtown to the city of Golden. It's not something that was a planned community. So you're not going to find big box stores right in there. You're going to find little stores and eateries and stuff like that. And Golden also has, you know, the light rail nearby, but it's not right to the downtown area. But in Golden, there's lots of outdoor recreation opportunity, lots of hiking, because you're just right up against the foothills. So everybody really loves Golden. Okay, from Golden, I'm gonna swing way over east, and you'd have to probably hop on C470 and come all the way around, or I-25. But the other area you've got is Southlands, and Southlands truly is a mall. It's kind of more, I mean, it does have that city center feel, but it's truly more like a mall. You are going to find all your big box stores there, and you're going to have a movie theater in the middle, and it's more in the Aurora area. So those are kind of some areas that you could live in that might feel kind of like a downtown area, but you would still be living in the suburbs. Now, some of those, I will say, out of all of them that I've given you, feel more like a true downtown. Oh, one other downtown area that I want to mention that is not really completely built yet is Westminster. Now, Westminster also used to be a mall, used to be Westminster Mall. Actually worked there, and it's one of the only buildings still standing, but we'll see if it's still standing here in a while. But anyway, they're making a city center there as well. They're building lots of condos, lots of apartments, lots of townhomes, and it is right off of Highway 36. So it's as you're going up towards Boulder. So it's centrally located if you're looking for something that is north. So Westminster also has the light rail that is right there. And I assume as it grows, you're going to have a lot more little places and things that you can walk to and eat. But it's not really an established downtown just yet, but they have lots of plans to make it that way. You're also going to have, as you go further north, obviously, you're going to have downtown Boulder, which is definitely its own downtown area with the college and everything like that. And I could keep going up further north, but I think that's where I'm going to stop. But if you are looking for something up north and further north, I'm happy to do a video on one of those little towns. Keep an eye out for videos on these city centers in depth, or downtowns, or old towns, as some of them are called, and give you an idea of what it's really like to live there. But this is a quick overview to kind of know in the area where these all just sit on a map, because they're pretty spread out, and they all have the opportunity to have pretty easy commutes to downtown, to the bigger, broader downtown Denver, if that's where you're working. But they also have their opportunities to have their own little communities within where you live, which is really nice.